Hi, I'm Mary Ann, and I'm the docent here at National PTA. Today we'll take a brief virtual tour of our legacy room, touching on just a few of our many historic milestones and accomplishments. And then we'll take a look at some of our artifacts currently on display. So without further delay, let's get this tour started. On behalf of our Executive Director, board members, and staff, welcome to the Legacy Room. This room reminds us of the powerful and positive impact of the PTA, and it also serves as a tribute to our volunteers, both past and present. The Legacy Project was made possible through funds raised during the capital campaign, Our Home, Our Legacy, Our Future. We remain grateful to those who donated their resources, time, and talents. The Legacy Room was officially unveiled and celebrated on March 10, 2017. As you can see, this space is designed to function as a meeting area, while also showcasing our history. The room allows us to reflect on the past as we continue to explore and expand our future. Now let's start with a bit of background and the beginning of the timeline in 1897. Alice McClellan Burney had a simple idea. As a school teacher, social worker, and mother, she believed that every child should be recognized for their importance and their potential. To turn her vision into reality, she enlisted the help of Phoebe Apperson Hearst, a very prominent philanthropist at the turn of the 20th century. Together, they organized the National Congress of Mothers. Their first meeting was held on February 17, 1897, right here in Washington, D.C. There was an unexpected turnout of over 2,000 attendees that day at the Hotel Arlington, and the rest is PTA history. This timeline extends along this wall and focuses on the work of the National Congress of Parents and Teachers and the National Congress of Colored Parents and Teachers. The chronology includes specific entries about Selena Sloan Butler, also a founding mother of our association, and the founder of the National Congress of Colored Parents and Teachers. She established the NCCPT to support African American students and their families during the period of racial segregation in the United States. Other highlights along this wall include our work during the Great Depression, our support for the Fair Standards Labor Act, and the expansion of the federal lunch program. The timeline progresses on the far wall with more modern-day achievements in the 20th and 21st centuries. Some of the specific entries spotlight our support for the Every Student Succeeds Act and features National PTA Day at the White House during the Obama administration. And let's take a look at some of our artifacts, beginning with our document of unification. This is one of our most important archived documents. It forever binds the National Congress of Parents and Teachers with the National Congress of Colored Parents and Teachers to work as one united unit for all children. The merge began in 1954 with the passage of Brown versus Board of Education, but the process was not officially complete until this original document was signed on June 22, 1970 by Clara Gay, NCCPT President, and Pearl Price, NPTA President. In this showcase, we've displayed some early resolution pamphlets. Did you know that we were strong supporters of the 18th Amendment, also known as Prohibition? The resolution pamphlet reveals that PTA did not support the repeal of Prohibition in the 1930s. Other resolution pamphlets include the expansion of the public library system so that all children, including those in rural areas, could have access to more books and information. And we called for the creation of a cabinet-level Department of Education decades before the actual creation of the department during the Carter administration. Today, hundreds of our resolutions can be found on our website, pta.org. Located in this same case is a letter signed by FDR. President Roosevelt acknowledges the PTA's advocacy efforts for the expansion of Title V. The PTA advocates made it clear that social services must be extended to children that were removed from their home during emergency circumstances. This tall glass showcase features a beautiful Japanese doll, and she represents our international outreach initiatives. Our interest in the Japanese education system began in the 1930s. However, this interest was interrupted by World War II. This vintage doll was a gift from a PTA delegation post-World War II. These ornate dolls were always dressed in silk and brocade robes and were strategically designed to display the beautiful textiles available in Japan. This desk was donated by the New York State PTA. This gift originally belonged to Doris C. Tuttle, a former New York State leader and volunteer. The desk is approximately 80 years old and was restored in 2017. It's crafted in solid red oak and features the New York State seal carved on each side, along with the oak tree, the symbol of the PTA since 1924. Well, this concludes our virtual tour today. We've touched on just a few of our many historical highlights and artifacts. I look forward to giving you an in-person tour soon. Thank you for joining us here today in the Legacy Room.